Hi, እንዴት ናችሁ? ሰላም ነው? I am Dr. Ajib. I worked 5 years in Ethiopia, Adama Science and Technology University. University National Exam, Exit Exam, how to appear and how we can pass in this exam. This video will discuss about preparation for National University examinations. So we see here, this is basically 4 courses test blueprint. So by this test blueprint, you can appear for these exam and know about the exam. What type of questions it will cover, what type of hints we can get for passing the exam. So 4 courses. First is Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Computer. So this will be used for all Ethiopian universities. Those are appearing for university exit examination. Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Engineering, Bachelor of Science degree in Electrical Power and Control Engineering, Bachelor of Science degree in Electronics and Communication Engineering, Bachelor of Science degree in Computer Engineering. So this blueprint will be applied on these programs. So we will discuss detail about blueprints that will be helpful for giving the idea about. So here we can see it will start with objectives, then basic skills, then engineering knowledge skills, engineering aptitude, profile of stream, core objectives, general objectives, knowledge skill in specializations, and core course common to all specializations. So this section is important. If student will cover according to this criteria, it can appear and pass in the exit examination. State of themes, then core course common to all specializations. How much core course? It will cover 50%. If a student will appear and attempt the 50% questions, then it will automatically pass the examinations. So test blueprint is given in the table form. So test blueprint for BSc in Electrical Computer Engineering, test blueprint for BSc in Electrical and Computer Engineering, test blueprint for BSc in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Electronics and Communications. I actually teach Electronics and Communication Engineering branch in Adama Science and Technology University. I'm Indian teacher, but for 5 years I worked in Ethiopia. So that's why I know the criteria, how to attempt the questions, how to pass in the examinations very efficiently. So test blueprint in BSc Electronics and Computer Engineering and BSc in Electrical Computer Engineering and Electrical and Power Control Engineering. Another is for Electrical Computer Engineering, Industrial Computer Engineering specialization. So we can see here in table 10, 8, there are many blueprints we have. So this will be the reference for understanding the criteria of questions that will be covered in the exit examination. So we will see here, this is the normal guideline given by Ministry of Education to implement the exit exam plan, how to implement, how to measure according to the questions and question banks. So all criteria is given in this document. Then objectives is also given. National Public Administration Exit Exam objectives. So basic objectives are common objective, you can see here. So student can having some skill development after passing this examination. So skill development will be helpful for futures to the students. So student can appear for any jobs, any industry jobs. So student can having basic knowledge of engineering all subjects. So that's why it will increase the common standard of knowledge and practical skills. So that's why Ethiopian universities will provide the knowledge about all subjects. Then exit exam will provide basic understanding for their future careers. So in future, if they will go for any jobs, then they can easily pass the interview and get qualified for the job. So that is the basic objective of Ministry of Education, to create this exit examination to the students. So same is written here. We can see objective of test blueprint preparations is to facilitate the construction of representative ambulance test items. So basically, how much questions will cover, what is their basic understanding knowledge according to if a student will attempt those questions. So that will be provided in this document. So a student can having, if he will appear 100% questions, then how much knowledge he can gain, and if a student will appear for 50%, how much knowledge a student can have. So based on questions coming in the exit examinations, knowledge level will be measured by this document. So this document will give us the knowledge level and how assessment criteria also. So that is the basic objective. So expected profile of graduates, as I told you, electrical engineer and computer engineers, they can appear for these examinations, and how much courses will cover. So according to the device, circuit systems for communications, computing, power, control, medical diagnostic, and transportation, this type of broad area will be covered for the students. So basic skills, how much targeted group of graduates will get able to understand the state of art techniques, device, software, and protocol. A student can having knowledge if he will appear for exit examinations about techniques, engineering, how many techniques we have, engineering devices, how much we know, and softwares also, how much softwares applicable in engineering and protocols. So they can having basic understanding. Also proceeding the math approach for solving the problems. So student also gain the mathematical approach about the real-time problem in their life or in their society. So he can get the solving the problem. So he can be the entrepreneurs based on the mathematical approaches. So it will improve the student's ability. Next is work independently and assume responsibilities. So he can having their own startup or own venture, so that he can work independently, communicate effectively in both written and orally. So he can also communicate effectively and communicate and cooperate and transmit as a team member. And managing the projects, production, manpower, and resources. So if engineering research specializations, he can having basic understanding. He can get the good job in the industry as a manager post and at a production level or anything. So these are the basic following outcomes that he can get. And engineering knowledge skills also they can make based on this examinations. So engineering aptitude basically is the based on these attributes. These are the attributes: apply, recognize, apply, and communicate. So how many things he can apply and how to recognize the problems and long learning, lifelong problem he can solve it, and how he can apply the engineering principles, engineering methods to real-time problems. So these documents will show you the different streams: computer engineering, electronics communication engineering, electronics and communication engineering, electronics engineering, electrical power and control engineering, industrial control engineering, electrical power engineering. So all these courses, this blueprint is applicable. Then we go to the broad objectives. Core engineering, electrical engineering objectives. So core in electrical engineering objective will highlight the how many things a student can understand related to the electrical engineering course outline. So electrical engineering course outlines related to the fundamental concept of signal systems, basic electrical and electronics engineering, digital logic design, programming concept, and knowledge and skill in the specific objectives. So this is the knowledge skills in specific subjects. We can see the details further. So all target group specializing can cover and applicable for this. Now we can see the list of courses that student will have to understanding for appearing the exit examination. So common core courses are given, like first is fundamental of electrical engineering, circuits, computer programming, applied electronics first, signals and system analysis, digital logic design, network analysis and synthesis. So here we can see these are the common courses. Just we student have to learn these basics about these courses. Then based on these courses, type of questions will cover into the exit examinations. In electrical engineering, what is the electrical drives, what is the electrical circuits, and what is the current law, Ohm's law. So this type of things will cover into this. Computer programming is just about what is the computer, what is the programming, what is the operating systems, what is the language. So these are the basic questions you have to learn in these subjects. Applied electronics is electronic circuit theory. If you learn in engineering, then this subject will cover BJT devices, FET devices, then their model circuits, how to design alternator filters we can now. So this will be related to the circuits. In the second year, I usually teach also in ASTU. Signal system analysis, it is all about signals and systems, how we can represent the signals in mathematical form, then how we can determine the output based on the stability, instability analysis. So this system cover. Digital logic design is just discussing about the computer systems inside this. We have a digital numeric systems. So digital number systems, what is the digital number systems, and how we can implement adder, subtractor, logic gates, and based on the logic gates, how we can design the uh, FPGA, other techniques also applicable in this. And memory organization, memory segmentation, these are the subject related to this. Network analysis and synthesis, it is about the networks in terms of the circuits. uh, Circuits, if you can see in the circuits, we can having resistors, inductor, capacitor. So based on that, circuit synthesis analysis will cover up current law, current Kirchhoff law, current voltage law. So these are the circuits rules when we will solve any circuits. Now we can see some specialization course. So instead of common course, so these are the common courses. If a student will cover the common courses, 50% around he can appear for the examinations. Other than 50%, there are specialized course, specific course according to the specialization. If a student will having specialization in computer engineering, then these courses are covered. If a student is having specialization in electronics and communication engineering, then these courses he has to prepare. Then a student will having specialization in electronics and communication engineering, especially in the AS2, then it can having. Then if student is specialized in electronics engineering, specialized, then it can having this type of courses. When a student can having electrical and power control engineering, then these courses are applicable. So when a student is having industrial control engineering specialization, then these are the courses listed. If a student having power engineering specializations, then these are the. So here we can see the students, those having special power engineering, industrial control engineering, electrical power and control engineering, and electronics engineering, and electronics and communication engineering, electronics communication engineering, or computer engineering. So we can having different subjects that will be coming into the exit examination according to the student specializations. So computer engineering specialization, object oriented programming, computer architecture organization, microcomputer interfacing, data communication, computer networks, embedded systems, and data structures. So in Adama Science and Technology, I usually teach the student microcomputer interfacing, data communication, computer networks, embedded systems. So these are the very logical based subjects, so you can easily understand them and you can appear for any questions if this subject will cover into the exit examination. In electronics communications, there is a communication systems, another new subject, and communication systems, digital communications, data communication, computer networks, micro device and systems, antenna, radio wave propagations, wireless and mobile communications. For electronics and communication engineering, they are same courses, just a little bit changes here. Microcomputers interfacing is coming and antenna radio wave propagation is same. So little one subject is added here in the electronics and communication if we compare with this electronics and electronics communication engineering. Electronics engineering specialization, if a student having, then student has to prepare the questions according to the computer architecture and organizations, principles of electronics engineering in electronics design, microelectronic device and circuits, microcomputer interfacing, VLSI design, and analog system design. Then if a student is having special electrical power and control, EPC, ASTU, then these are the specific courses especially to the ASTU students. Other students having same, so there is no change. Introduction to electrical machines, introduction to power systems, power system analysis, intelligent controller, introduction to control engineering, modern control systems. Industrial control engineering having some different subjects. So it can having control engineering, instrumentations, electrical machines, modern control systems, electrical installations, power electronics and drive. So these are applicable to the specializations, industrial control engineering specializations. Power engineering stabilization in power systems, electrical machines, power electronics, electrical installations, energy conversion and rural electrification, power system protection and control. So these are the subjects especially for power engineering students. Now we can see the percentage of shares, how much percentage it will cover into the examination, into the exit examinations. So core courses common to all specialization is 50% shares. So it means we can say that 50% questions will cover from core common courses. That's why earlier, before I told you, 50% questions if core subjects you will focus, 50% questions you can attempt very efficiently to pass the examinations. Other than 50%, we can see that separate percentage here is given here. So in this blueprint document, separate percentage we can see electrical engineering 18%, computer programming 16%, applied electronics first 18%, signals and system analysis 16%, digital logic design 16%. Then this will be coming. Then network analysis and that will be 16%. So 16%, 16%, 18%, 16%, this type of share ratio for all common courses given. So according to this percentage, number of questions will cover and it will come into the national exit exam. Specializations, specific courses, the percentage is given. So we can say overall 16%, 18% according to the each courses given to the all specialization to cover up the 50% share. So 5 this is the 1 2 3 4 5 6 courses, 6 courses. In this also 6 courses. So every 6 courses it is selected, and from this each specialization 6 courses you have to prepare, and those percentage will cover up into the exit examinations. So we can see here percentage share given into the each subject separately. So the all subjects separately it is given: industrial control engineering, electrical power engineering. So all subject it is given. Now we can see the learning outcomes. Learning outcomes means how much knowledge, skill and attitude a student can get after studies of these courses. So that is highlighted in this table, learning outcomes. For all separate courses it is given. For example, here we can see for this electrical engineering subjects, student can having knowledge, also skills and attitude. So skills means it can having computational skills, problem solving skills, mathematical design skills about circuits, and attitude also it can having different engineering electrical background. So similarly all subjects it is highlighted by the right sign which skills it covers. So now we can see here all subject are given for all branch according to listed. So this is we can see here. So here we can see all subject are related given. Now next table we can see test blueprint table. Specific test blueprint is just sample test pages we can see here for according to different tables. So this is the test blueprint about subject. So student can having this blueprint. So this is the theme area and number of courses, and how weightage of the courses, how much proportion it will cover, and number of test items from each courses. So here number of test item is 9, it will come from this specific course. From this computer programming, number of items will cover 8. So similarly we can see all subjects it is given: applied electronics 9, signals and system analysis 8, digital logic design 8, national network analysis and synthesis also 8, and how much skill student can develop according to this it is also written here. And specialize according to the specializations, as we discussed before, all subjects, those subjects number of items is given. Computer architecture and organizations 9, microcomputers and interfacing 8, data communication and computer networks 9, embedded systems 8, data structures 8. So like that we can see here. So this cover here. Now for different another branch, electrical computer engineering, similar criteria is calculated and highlighted here. How many test item will cover from the specific course and what is the learning outcome. For example, here we can see fundament of electrical engineering, number of text item will be 9 and the learning outcome will be to enable a student to understand the basic electromagnetic phenomena, circuit variables and parameters. So student can having understanding about what is the electronic phenomena, what is the circuits parameters and variables we can have it. And also student able to understand and apply the fundamental and derived circuit law and theorems to the circuit in DC circuits. So in the DC circuit, if you know what is the current law, Kirchhoff law, voltage law, and what is the theorems, superposition theorems, other theorems. So there are many theorems, so you can understanding about these theorems, and you student able to understand and apply the fundamental derived circuit law and theorem to the study static polar AC circuits. So in the DC circuits also, AC circuits, both are circuits you can having understanding of applying the theorems and laws. So fundamental of electrical engineering, you can having this much of understanding learning outcome. Similarly, computer programmings, these many circuit of items you can see, familiarize student with component of computers, define common technological use in programming, explain the steps, tools and technical approaches, use the techniques of programming design to develop program and solve real life problems, utilize the advanced concept of programming to provide the better solutions. Another course is applied electronics, then another of signal systems. So these courses are, we have already seen before about the each engineering specializations. So those specific course, how many things you have to understand, you have to cover. For example, applied electronics, you have to learn about diode, BJT, FET, then those related questions it will cover into the exit examinations. And then you have to also learn about EDA, you have to learn about amplifiers. So this will give you the idea how many questions or which part it will cover related to the subjects. Signal systems, you can having characterizations, analysis of signal systems on the time domain and frequency domain. Digital design, you can having understanding of design digital systems principles, property and realizations about logic gates and related to the applications. So this will be cover for electronics and engineering. Then similarly we can having blueprint for BSc in electrical and computer engineering. So BSc in electrical computer engineering, you can see these are the learning outcomes and the learning outcomes cognitives according to these courses. So here we can see the similarly we can having, these are output, these are the details about courses. And so fundamental of electrical engineering, as we see previously also, same course, same objective we can see here, computer programming and applied electronics. Next is signal and systems, digital logic design, network analysis synthesis. So these are the total core courses are 30 graded, then according to that it is highlighted. Similarly we can see for test blueprint for BSc in electrical and computer engineering. So those courses we received previously, those courses are listed here according to their number of test items, learning outcomes, and weightage of courses, proportions, how much percentage portion will cover, and these are the learning outcomes. So here we can see that learning outcomes are listed and their cognitives means how many things are remembering, understanding, application, analysis, and evaluations are listed. So for specialization for electrical and computer engineering especially, so we can see here. Similarly, we can see the other courses. Other specialization we have BSc in electrical and computer engineering. We also call it electrical power and control engineering. Electrical power and control engineering. So electrical power and control engineering we can see. So these documents will be very helpful for the students to understand about the exit exam questions, which subject it would cover, and how much ratio, how much percentage it will come into the examinations. So exit examination preparation those students are doing, they can refer these documents and understand the each course's subject and each course related portions, how much it will cover. Another table is BSc in electrical and computer engineering, industrial control engineering specializations. So these are the subject and their ratio. So fundamental electrical engineering, number of item is 9 and learning outcomes are 3 and their cognitives according to each items it will cover. Applied electronics, signal systems, digital logic design, network analysis and synthesis. Total core 2 courses credited 30. Then specific to this, another courses are electronic control engineering, instrumentation engineering, electrical machine, modern computer systems, electrical installations, electronics drive. So these are the list of courses for especially to the subject. Then another is subject to electrical computer engineering, power engineering. So specific to first it will cover the core courses. So core courses are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 core courses. Then specific courses are also 6, including power systems, electrical machines, power electronics, electrical installations, and electrical conversion, rural and power protection and control. So this table highlights the common courses and specific courses. So students, we can see here the blueprints of exit examinations, national exit examination in Ethiopia. So any Ethiopian universities, those students are preparing for this exit examinations, they can refer my video about this. Also, I will update the specific sample questions. So don't forget to subscribe my channel